We all have habits. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. We always like to think that we have good habits, but the truth is we all have bad habits, whether that's biting your nails or twisting your hair, or in the most severe form, they're actually addictions like smoking or overeating. They're all bad habits. So what we know from science and psychology is that there's some really good ways to break those bad habits, and there are not so good ways. I'm going to talk about what the good ways are. So first of all, it's really important that you understand that you can't break a bad habit on its own by not doing it. Focusing on not doing something actually reinforces and strengthens that thing. So what you have to focus on is replacing the bad habit with a good habit. So it means you thinking about what's the good habit I have to develop in order to break the bad habit. And sometimes it's just the opposite. So if your bad habit is always being late, then the good habit would be trying to be early. What are all the things you have to do to be early for your appointments, as opposed to not trying to be late? Number two is exercising your brain. What we know from research now is the thing that makes our brains the most effective is actually physical exercise. So if you have a habit of exercising your body, you actually make your brain sharper, which means you increase your capacity for changing habits. Number three is reward success in small quantities rather than wait to the end. So if you want to break that bad habit of being late to your appointments all the time, you don't want to focus on the time that you are never late again for the rest of your life. What you want to do is you want to focus on every time you are early and on time is you do a little mini celebration. Yay, I was on time today, fantastic. And what you're doing is you're rewarding yourself. So rewards are a way of reinforcing a good habit. Number three is to schedule your bad habits. If you've got a bad habit that is really difficult to break, schedule a time where you just go for it for a limited period of time, whatever that bad habit is. So this is particularly useful for people who have addictions like smoking. It's okay, if I'm going to smoke for 5 minutes today between 10 and 10:05, and that's when I'm going to do it, and that's all I'm doing. So another clue or another suggestion is to make the bad habit associated with something unpleasant. So if, for example, you're addicted to eating potato chips all the time, lots of potato chips or cheesies as part of your diet, put those potato chips or cheesies right next to the garbage can, so that every time you have to reach for them, you're reaching towards the garbage, so you're associating with something really unpleasant. One of the things about bad habits, they don't occur in one single step. They occur in small increments through time. So you're going to have to get rid of them in small increments through time. If you want to quit a bad habit, you have to do it in small steps so that you see increments of improvement over that period of time. So for example, to lose weight, it's unproductive and probably going to be unsuccessful if you try and lose 30 pounds all at once. But if your target is to lose 1 pound over a period of 3 or 4 weeks or 2 or 3 months, then you can celebrate that particular achievement at that time and then target another pound over a period of 2 or 3 months. That's much more doable. The last thing I'd suggest to you that really helps in breaking bad habits is be accountable to someone else. Is you have to keep reporting to other people the progress you're making on breaking the bad habit and replacing it with a good one. So if you follow those tips, it's much easier to break a bad habit, which is one of the most difficult things to do in the world.